And I think that was one question which I was waiting for. It didn't happen. I think it all starts with the values that I've got from my parents. So my father, who being an army man, is not still a disciplinarian. I think he gave me a lot of freedom to do what I wanted. Any father would say, are you crazy? You want to leave second year of degree and go to IIT BHU, and then again a job? He never interfered with what I was saying. He was saying, okay, maybe you believe in it, so why not go ahead? He always probably believed what I'm doing is going to work out. And I'm glad that he gave me that freedom. And I think the first person that comes to my mind is my wife, because I think I am a little eccentric person. I might not appear to be right now, but I'm very headstrong, very idiosyncratic, and I'm a very incomplete person. But I think, and she's the smartest girl I've ever met. So she completes me, and she doesn't realize that she's completed me. So she supports me and says, you do, and I think I'm the smartest guy. Actually, she's the girl who's driving me to do all these things, and I don't realize it. And I thank her for all that she's been doing without saying a word. And then ever since I met Ankur, I think a lot of things in life has changed. The way I used to look at people, the way I used to look at even opportunities. There's a difference between being successful and not successful. It's not about opportunities you get. These are opportunities you identify. I think he's the one person who's been my mentor all along, and a friend. And a lot of things I've learned from him by sitting with Swati. Swati is one of the persons I admire most because what she thinks, she says. And I love that. And I've learned to do that in my team through Swati. What I think I say. If you don't like it, come and say I didn't like what you said. And I'll say sorry, I didn't mean it. But I have to say, if I'm feeling right now that I'm not happy that the customer was unhappy, I'll say I'm not happy with you. You can come back and tell me that, look, this is the real truth. Okay. So I'm thankful for the team that has been mentoring me. And there are a lot of people in my, and I want to actually tell the team that we've created, Sudeep. I think Madhur, these are going to be the best leaders around in this industry, maybe 4 or 5 years down the line. And they have a lot of talent, they have a lot of vision. I don't know if they've made it here today, but I think Sudeep has been the... Stand up. Hey,
I can't see you from here. Can you stand up, please? Thank you.
Hey, and Mother, are you here? Hey, I think these are one of the finest people, finest leaders you'll see, because they have something called as capabilities beyond what they're showing right now. And I think the next 2 to 3 years you'll hear a lot from them. They will be the face of Saviant. There are people like Jeevan. He was a project manager, and today he's managing maybe 3-4 large projects, and he's a leader in making. Yatish, he's a leader in making, and these people are going to define what we're doing. These people are going to be the layer that is going to change how even customers look at cloud today. And I'm glad that they chose to be with me for such a long time, with an eccentric person that I am. And thank you for doing that. There are a lot of people I want to take names of, but I think, as Gaurav said, there's no, yeah, and I've been meeting a lot of people at TiE. So, people like Ajay, and I cannot take all the names, but I've been meeting everybody. Ajit was not here. I think everybody has in some form, even if they've spent 1 hour with me in a year, it has changed the direction. And I think all about, if you've seen golf, everybody can play golf. But these are those small tweaks in your swing which actually make you a world beater and a normal golfer. I think those small tweaks in the swing is what these mentors are given. Saying, you know what, you're alright. And it's like, I'm a bright star, okay, so what? I might be shining the whole world. But if I have to burn this piece of paper here, I need a lens which focuses all my energy and says, burn this. I can be sun, I can be star, but I am not able to burn this paper. I need a mentor like this with the lens and say, I'm your mentor, focus your energy. They don't change the sun, but they say, Sun, Mr. Sun, focus your energy, burn that market that is under. Right? I think that's the mentor everybody needs. They need to not change you as a person, but they need to focus your energy and say, you can do it.
I hate doing this. You really should have the last word, but I have to put a little bit of context because he's giving away too much credit. Satish, this is why I wanted somebody like this. This is somebody, a lot of the other people we see graduated back in the 70s, 80s, maybe early 90s and built businesses that were in different contexts. Our friend here graduated in this millennium. He's been through the classic, this generation's sort of graduation through the infees and the Wipros and the big project and the services outsourcing. And I think he spoke too much about the mentors, but I think we heard a lot of perspective that you don't hear otherwise. I hope this has been something that you guys can all relate to, and I think I saw that in the faces as we went by. A lot of guys are going through this right now. So I hope you can take very practical lessons. This is a person who's been through the same route as you have, who's sitting in Pune, who's built a 50-man company in just over a year, in a space where he's selling not just to the US. We didn't get to talk about why Brazil, but let's do that offline. Oddly enough, he's finding his own markets, and I think he's made some very key comments about, those core values that build a team. They sounded like words when I also started, but these are things that are really important. You don't realize it. About being close to the customer, watching that direction, really stepping back and taking an objective view of your business, setting up for success, setting up for a big play, not a little one. These are the things that he's talked about. I don't want you to lose that in the mentor conversation. So Anubhav, thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and I really enjoyed it all the time. I always enjoy talking to you.
One comment and one question. Very well done. Great story. Very well articulated. I'm not saying it just because you took my name, but I really meant it. Just one question for you. Just share some thoughts on starting a business with an angel investor. How did that change the perspective on business? Because during our mentoring sessions, it's amazing how many mentee companies we come across who don't want to dilute equity at all for the fear of the unknown or whatever it is. So it'll be great if you share your thoughts and how did it pan out for you. Any advice on that? That'll be great.
I think it's simple mathematics, not because I studied mathematics in India. Simple mathematics. You can create a 100 million company and own maybe 30% of it. Or you can create a $1 million company and own 100% of it. Pick out what you want. Because you might create X value, but with a mentor, with an investor which brings discipline, you can create 1000X. And it's all about valuation. It's all about how much value you can generate in the limited time you have. We all have shelf lives. I may not be as energetic, as passionate 5 years down the line. So why not make the most of it and let everybody become a part of that? I mean, the worst thing that you can do is keep it to yourself and say, I'll myself do it, which is not possible. I think I've struggled, and the reason I'm standing here is that open up. And as I said, when you reach space, there are no boundaries in space. The boundaries are only on Earth. And if you have to reach to all those stars and galaxies and solar systems beyond what you've seen, you need to build a team. And investors are a part of that team. They actually give you the discipline. The kind of questions they ask you, you understand what's the value of understanding cash flow, understanding cost, expenses. A lot of simple things that you might probably as a founder say, hey, it's my company, why do I have to bother about all that? But the moment somebody is there and say, what about that? You'll say, oh, it's not in the right direction. So I think, if I'm understanding the question correctly, you may not want to do that in the first year, second year, but some point of time, you have to find somebody who will invest because they value what you're doing, and they also continue to mentor and say, I've invested in you. Now it's my duty also to help you grow. Right? So you need to find a combination of investors and mentors who will continue to believe in what you're doing. It's no point holding on to that X and not making it 1000X. It's your choice, right?
I have a simple question. You said no ATM customer. Why?
So again, simple mathematics. I don't want to get into the bandwidth. Do you know how bandwidth is in India and how bandwidth is in US? I used to do Skype chat, video calling on this same phone in the US. I can't even open a web page here in India. So one is simple logistics, but the second is the value of this high-end consulting that we are doing. There's a lot of high-end work being done in US. People are building the applications that no one even has imagined in India. There's no market for those kind of applications that people are building in the US. And the kind of infrastructure they already have, if you integrate such applications, there are a lot of markets that are already opened in US, in UK. People have already done a lot of things, which a lot of people are only blogging about. They're saying, ऐसा भी हो सकता है. We've already done that in 2 projects, 6 months back. Now people are talking about mobile applications. We're building web applications which are mobile ready and which can be downloaded on mobile without even talking